The NBA draft lottery was today, and it was really interesting, and I want to talk about it. So let's get right into it. So right here, we do have the draft order, and it's pick number 1 has Washington, number 2 is Utah, number 3 is Memphis, 4 is Chicago, my Chicago Bulls. Thank God we jumped up. Number 5 is the Clippers from Indiana. I want to highlight that in a little bit. Number 6 is the Brooklyn Nets, 7 is Sacramento, 8 is Atlanta from New Orleans, 9 is Dallas, 10 is Milwaukee, 11 is Golden State, 12 is Oklahoma from the Clippers, 13 is Miami, 14 is the Charlotte Hornets. And this video is not meant to be a mock draft for the lottery. I will probably do more of a mock draft later on once I learn more about the players. So that will be coming sometime soon. I don't know, but with this video, I just want to highlight some stuff, talk about, maybe what this team could be looking for, what their offseason could look like with this new draft lottery coming out today. I don't know, am I going to post this tonight? It's 10 o'clock, so maybe I'll post it tonight. So if not, the draft lottery was yesterday. But I want to talk about this now. So let's just start with Washington. And this draft is extremely talented. And the top 3 is basically solidified. So it's probably going to be AJ or Darren going number 1. And then Cameron Boozer number 3. And then Caleb Wilson probably number 4. Darius Acuff Jr. jumped really high. And then after that, I know some names. And I don't know specifically about each player's game. But I'm just going to highlight, I don't know who's going to go number 9, but I want to highlight what Milwaukee or Dallas might do or might want to do. But let's just get right into it. I'm just going to give my thoughts, and then we'll go from there. So with Washington, they'll probably just take Darren or AJ. Who do they want? I don't know. Who will they choose? I don't know. But as of recent, AJ DeBonsa is probably going to go number 1, I'm assuming, or Darren. I don't know. I haven't looked at a mock draft in like a week and a half or something like that. Whoa, that's a really long time. A week and a half. I don't know. But last time I checked, it was, I think, AJ going number 1. I don't know. I looked at a few. Some at AJ, some at Darren, but they have a really interesting team going on because they traded for Trae Young, they traded for Anthony Davis. They have a really young core right now, which is really interesting. I really like their core of Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, Trey Johnson was just a rookie, played really good. And then I like Will Riley. He's a good player, and they'll continue to develop, and I do like their core. I don't know if Anthony Davis is going to stay there. He might want to go somewhere else. He doesn't seem too interested in Washington, but at least Trae Young does, so maybe one of them will stay there for more than a few years. But I don't know. Assuming they keep Anthony Davis for the year, or at least some of it, I don't know what's going on with them. We'll get more news as the offseason goes on. I'm assuming they'll probably just take AJ or Darren. For this video's sake, let's just say they take AJ DeBonsa. This team's looking really good. They're definitely not going to be the worst team in the NBA. And this is the first time Wizards got the first pick since 2010. John Wall. John Wall was a representative for the Wizards at the draft lottery. Pretty cool. I liked it. So yeah, and this is the first time. When was the last time that the worst team actually got the number 1 overall pick and didn't drop to like pick 5? I don't know. I'm not going to look into it, but it's been a minute. Shout out to Washington. Pretty cool. They're going to be good. I don't have much else about it. I have more interesting stuff as we get down to like Sacramento or something. Utah, they're also really interesting. They did something similar to Washington, and they were kind of buyers, even though they were really, really bad. And I really like this team when healthy. I would really like Walker Kessler to be healthy for at least. Let's have Walker Kessler play 65 games, please. Even 60. I don't want him to miss I don't want him to miss like 75 games of the year again or something like that, because he's missed so much time. I want Walker Kessler to play. I want the whole team to play, because I think they can actually be pretty solid if they play and they're not actively tanking. So yeah, if we look at this, the lineup, it's probably going to be Keontae at the 1, the 2, I don't know, The 2's probably going to be Darren Peterson. The 3, Lauri Markkanen. The 4, Jaren Jackson. Forgot about his name for a second. And then Walker Kessler at the 5. Very interesting team. Very intriguing. I think they'll be a lot better. I mean, they're not going to be playoffs immediately. Maybe not Washington, but I could see them winning 28. Wow, that's a high expectation. Maybe like around 30 plus games. But like I could see them actually getting lots of improvement and not having to tank again. Because I don't know. I feel like this team can actually be really good. Same with Washington. Not, of course, contenders or immediate playoff teams, but like maybe they can get in the play-in. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go into Memphis. I mean, the first, like, 2 teams or 3 teams, I'm not going to have a crazy much about. Because, it's like, yeah, they're selecting the best players in the draft. And, like, Washington and Utah, they were very bad. And, like, we would expect them to stay at the top picks or anything. But with Memphis, they jumped up from 6, I'm pretty sure. Because Brooklyn and Sacramento did drop. I'm not going to look at all things. I'm just going to talk about the picks for what they are. And I'll get to, like, the traded ones when we get to them. But Memphis, I believe, did jump. I'm just going to go with it. They take Caden Boozer. And I like Caden Boozer. If he was at 4 with Chicago, I would love that. But for right now, he's getting selected to Memphis. I'm just going to go with that for my sake. What do I want to talk about with Memphis? I mean, maybe with this, we're leaning a little bit more towards Ja Morant getting traded and getting let go because Jaren's on the Jazz now. I don't know. I was just talking about them. How did I already forget? But, yeah, maybe Ja Morant is going off to a new team this summer or sometime soon. Maybe, I mean, they'll probably go Caden Boozer. But, I don't know. Because Darius Acuff did go up pretty high. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. I'll get to Darius Acuff. But I'm just going to go with they select Caden Boozer. It'll be interesting front court if Zach Edey can play. Will he play a lot? I don't know. Dude gets injured a lot. So, I mean, what else? I mean, besides Ja Morant potentially getting traded sometime, I don't have much to say about Memphis. Besides, a lot of dudes play for them during the season. Because a lot of injuries. But hopefully, Cam Boozer can... I almost said Caden Boozer. It's Cam Boozer. Not the other brother. He's returning to Duke, so he's not going to be in this draft. Hopefully, Cam Boozer can turn things around in Memphis with or without Ja Morant. But let's move on. My Chicago Bulls at 4. Please take Caleb Wilson. If Caleb Wilson is at 4, and assuming let's just AJ, Darren, and I almost said Caden again. Cam Boozer, all are selected, and why am I forgetting their names? I just said his name. I don't know if Caleb Wilson. I don't know how I just forgot his name. If Caleb Wilson is sitting right in front of us, I'm a Bulls fan. I've said that 5 times already. If he's sitting in front of the team, please select him. Please select Caleb Wilson. I would love him on this team. Have Modest play the 3 full time. Just select Caleb Wilson. We jumped up from 9 all the way to 4, and I love it. I love that we jumped up in this draft and don't have to... Hopefully we don't select the Patrick Williams of this draft. Please don't. But Chicago, I don't know, I'm getting actually kind of excited, assuming that the Bulls actually make some good picks here. We're kind of heading in a new era, and we could potentially have a huge, massive lineup. Let's just say Josh Giddey at the 1, shooting guard, I don't know, to be named later. 3, Modest Buzelis. He's 6'10". Caleb Wilson is what, 6'10", 6'11", or something like that? I'm just going to go with 6'10". I don't know his official height. And then we'll get whoever's at 15. If let's just say we draft Chris Sinak Jr. or he's around that, or Ade Mara, who's 7'2". That's going to be a big lineup. 6'8", Josh Giddey. Whoever's at the shooting guard. 6'10", Modest Buzelis. 6'10", Caleb Wilson, if we take him. And I'm just going to, maybe we select Ade Mara at 15, because I think he's projected to go right around that. He jumped up pretty high with his tournament play and Michigan's run and everything. So that could be potentially a good lineup. No shooting in the lineup at all, but Modest started to shoot more threes. But he can't be the only shooter out there. I don't know. Interesting stuff. I'll talk more about specific teams later. And now with the draft order, I'll go and I'll make videos about each team, like Washington, Utah, about what can they do in the offseason. This is kind of just a brief overview. Let's move on to the Clippers. The Pacers pick conveyed to them. Indiana had the pick was top 4 I can't speak right now. What is going on? Indiana had it top 4 protected, and then if it landed from 5 through 9, it was the Clippers, and then if it was 10 through whatever else, it stayed with Indiana. I was assuming that Indiana was going to be at 3. Here, before the draft lottery, I was thinking, oh, yeah, I'm assuming it's looking like they'll be at 3, just based off the odds and everything else. They'll be at 1, 2, or 3, so let's just go with 3. They'll be able to select Cam Boozer, and then maybe, I don't want to say Pascal Siakam gets phased out because of Cam Boozer, but he can be the next 4-man and then just develop with the team or something like that. Develop under Pascal Siakam for a little bit. Because Pascal Siakam, he's still insanely good. And he will be for the next couple of years. I'm not saying he's going to instantly fall off after the season. He'll be good for a little bit longer. And it's not like he's 80 years old. He's 31 or something like that. So he still has some fuel left in the tank. But no, Indiana doesn't have a pick this year. And I was kind of, I don't know. I'm always rooting for Indiana, but now with the Clippers, who would they take? I think Darius Akov Jr. was projected around 5 or 6, and they have Darius Garland. Does that mean they'll take him? I don't know, maybe they could. Darius Garland and Darius Akov be pretty interesting. Can you play them on the court at the same time? I don't know. I haven't looked into Darius Akov games. Is his defense that good? I have no idea. But he's insanely good, so they'll probably just take him. Because why not? I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to go into crazy, will he drop? I'm just going to say, Clippers, they'll probably be interested in Darius Akov. And after this, I'm not going to have a crazy amount of draft prospects to, oh yeah, he'll be here. But Clippers, I'm sure they'll be interested in literally anything, like guards, forwards, anything. Whoever's kind of best available, I'm sure they'll be really interested in. With Chicago, I want them to take the best big possible, best wing or big. At number 4, probably Caleb Wilson. So please select Caleb Wilson. It's not a Bulls video, so let's move on. Brooklyn, they have 5. Last year they drafted 5 rookies, and now they fell to 6. I think they were at 4 originally, or 5. I don't know the original draft odds, but they're at 6 now. Who will they take? I don't know. They'll probably kind of lean towards a forward. I don't know who's a good forward in this draft. I don't know. They'll have some interesting things to do in this offseason. Maybe they shot Michael Porter Jr. I don't know. I don't have much opinions about them. Let's talk about the Sacramento Kings. They fell. Bad. It is unfortunate for Sacramento fans to drop down to 7. It's not like, oh, you can't get a good player at 7. But this could have been their year where they got pick number 1. They were awful. And I'm not just going to go out here and start hating in Sacramento, because that's not my goal here. I feel bad for Sacramento, man. I feel bad for the fans, specifically. I feel bad for Sacramento fans. I mean, the owners aren't the best owners, but man, they got some good fans. And they deserve to have just good basketball. I'm not saying it's the end of the world. You still have pick 7. It's not the end of the world, but still, you could have Darren or AJ or Boozer. But now you have to pick somebody else. So, unfortunate. I'm not trying to make fun of you guys, but I don't know, because Sacramento and the Bulls, we've gone through similar things. Bad ownership. Same team, basically. We had DeMar. We had Zach. I'm sorry you guys have to go through this. And what you're going through. Hopefully, the team selects someone's good. Just hopefully you get somebody. I don't know. I don't know who's going to be there. I'll look into it more. But all I got to say is I feel bad for Sacramento. And now we're kind of in the area where I would talk about, oh, maybe what could they do? Atlanta, maybe they got this pick from Orleans. Who would they want to pick? Maybe there's a guard. They'll probably want to go with a guard here. Because, yeah, but they'll probably want to go with a guard here. So maybe if, like, Kingston Flemings is here, or Keaton Wagler's here, or something like that. Maybe something like that. And if none of those, I mean, they'll probably be available. So maybe Kingston Flemings is a good pick here. Because they just need more guard play. Everything else is pretty filled out. Just a good point guard. So maybe Kingston Flemings. I don't know. Don't know too much about him. I think he was the guy from Houston. I think. But I don't got too much about it. Interesting pick. What were they originally at 8? I don't know. But Dallas. They didn't... I really don't have much here. I mean, what should they pick? I don't know. I don't have too much about Dallas. On to Milwaukee. This could be interesting for them. Who would they pick? This could definitely be something to like tie in with Giannis. I'm not like, could they use this and someone else on the team to maybe say, hey Giannis, we can use a 10th pick. This is a good draft class. The 10th pick, a player, whoever else, player or players, we can get another all-star or somebody to pair you up with. Another disgruntled star on another team. For the 10th pick and maybe a few other players, we can line this up. We can bring someone to Milwaukee. And if Giannis says, I want out of here, then they'll probably be like, okay, we'll select someone with this. Is it Keaton Wagler? Is it some other forward? I don't know. Is another wing? I don't know. This could definitely be something, like I was just saying. This is something to talk to Giannis about. Like, front office, they'll be talking like, hey, Giannis, what do you think we could do with this? We have our options. We can go trade for another, like, they're not going to be trading for, like, Steph Curry or something like that, but we could trade for another all-star or good player or somebody on a high level that could help you here using this 10th pick. But if he was like, oh, I want to leave, then we'll just use the pick. I don't have a crazy amount to say with that, but, I mean, it's a similar thing with Golden State here at 11. I mean, their timeline with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, they only got a few years left. So if a team is interested in getting into the draft, Golden State could be like, we have the 11th pick. And some other young assets or something like that. We have, I don't know, the 11th pick and Pods. Who's interested in Pods? I don't know. It's not like Pods is some horrible, atrocious basketball player. He's not like bad. I don't know. I guess I didn't hop on the hating Brandon Podziemski train or anything like that. I mean, I don't know. People just hate him. I don't know. I don't think he's that atrocious enough for so many people to hate him. But I don't know. People are just going to start hating me now for saying that. But the Golden State could say, hey, we have the 11th pick. Start calling up other teams, being like, would you like to get the 11th pick in this draft? This has some good players in here. Do you find somebody interesting in this draft that you want to get number 11? And then maybe trade for, supporting cast or whoever they'll be interested in with Steph Curry. And because it's not like they have the number 1 pick. We're like, oh, or something like that. But I don't really know what I was getting at there. But like, they have a lottery pick. And Steph Curry's 37 or 38. Jimmy Butler's 36, I think. 36. They're an old team. Steph Curry's going to want to win now. So this could be another pick that could get moved and used in a trade to help Steph Curry. I don't really see Golden State really drafting here. Milwaukee's like a maybe they draft, maybe they don't. I don't know, depending on what Giannis wants. Golden State is like, I think they should use this pick as a trade piece to help Steph Curry win now. I don't know. I'll get into it into another video, but Oklahoma City. One thing that I'll say here is thank you that they did not move up higher than this. Thank you that they just stayed where they are at number 12. Just thank you. Thank you. They don't need any more people on their team. They don't need any other young talent. They don't need the number 1 overall pick. I don't know. Will they select someone in this draft? I don't know. Maybe. I really don't. I don't have anything for OKC here. They'll probably win the championship this year. They don't need this draft pick. They don't need that. They don't need another lottery pick. They don't need this. Will they trade it for something? Well, because I know a lot of their, like, they'll eventually have to break up their guys eventually, either after this year or like after next year, because they're not going to be able to afford everyone. So maybe they just take somebody and be like, we'll take somebody that's on a rookie scale contract. Maybe they'll turn into somebody like, I don't know, like Thomas Sorber. He's not for the now. Maybe he could turn into something later. Because I don't know. OKC, it's unbelievable what you got, man. If OKC fans aren't grateful for this, for what they have now, I don't like OKC fans if they're not grateful for what's going on with this team right now. Because, man, you have a lot. You have a lot that a lot of other teams wish they had. So, be grateful, OKC fans. On to the next. I don't have much to say about that. It's an OKC draft pick. They'll probably hit on it too. They'll probably draft somebody and it turns out to be an all-star in like 4 years. And then they'll probably be still a good playoff team. But, I mean, they will be a good playoff team in a couple of years. Not like they're going to fall off or anything. But still, they'll probably draft an all-star. So, and it's not like this draft class is like you're scraping down it for all-stars or anything like that. This draft class will probably have multiple all-stars. So they'll probably just find somebody who's like an all-NBA player or something. But Miami, I don't know. This is kind of like the end of the lottery. I don't know who exactly will go here. And what does Miami want? I don't know. Maybe the trade for Ja Morant. I don't know. Maybe this is a pick, part of a trade that they use or something like that. Because I don't really even know what Miami wants to do. Do they want to draft here? Maybe. Do they want to trade for somebody? Probably not, but... And if they do trade for somebody, it's probably... I don't know. Who would... They'd probably just trade for like a 13th man or something like that who's going to have a breakout season for them. I don't know. Or they'll just draft somebody. I don't really know what Miami wants. I gotta think about what does Miami want and what will they do. Like, I genuinely don't know what they'll do in this draft. Maybe they just draft somebody that I'm like, I don't know who that is, and then he turns out to be some good person, like good player or something like that. I'm like, oh, cool. But I don't know. Charlotte, what are they gonna do? I feel like they had a really good draft last year. I'm like, oh, interesting. Ryan Kelkbrenner. I don't know who that is. And it turned out to be a pretty good center. Sion James. I'm like, oh, I think he was late first rounder, second rounder, something like that. I'm like, oh, he's a good player. And then, of course, they had Con Knuppel. So, I don't know. What direction would they want here? I mean, maybe they'll go more like at the power forward spot because they might be looking at like Miles Bridges and be like, okay, this spot can use some work, or the big man spot can use some work. We have a bunch of offensive juice. Our offense is great. Maybe we work on the defensive end. Their defense was still really good. But, like, I mean, it's like, I don't know if their numbers from January 1st until the play-in were, like, 1 billion% real. Or if they continue to play like that. Or will things just slow down a little bit? So maybe, I feel like the best option here was to just, like, work on their bench. Their starting lineup has some punch, but maybe you get a decent backup guard or something. I mean, they traded for Kobe White, but maybe you just get, like, a new power forward or something like that. I don't know who's gonna... This draft class is kind of, like, guard heavy. Well, not guard heavy, but, like, more guards than not. Like if you look at the top 6 or something like that, it's gonna be AJ, Darren, Darius Acuff, and whoever else, and it's gonna be like Caleb Wilson, Cam Boozer as like the main forwards and bigs there. So it's kind of like just even the top 5, it's probably gonna be like 3 guards and like 2 wings and bigs or something like that. So I don't know. I don't really know. I don't like at the end of the lottery. I don't know what they're gonna do here. I need to look in the players and like who these draft prospects are. But like overall, this draft lottery is really interesting. I am super glad that Chicago jumped up the way they did because I'm a Bulls fan. So yeah, really interesting draft lottery. I know this video wasn't crazy in depth, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And NBA mock draft coming soon from your guy right here. I don't know. Anything else? Comment down below, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.